What's up guys, Wolf here. In today's video, I've got a very special build for you guys. This is going to be my new favorite PvE build for solo or group play. So I didn't actually create this build. I found this build while streaming. I noticed it on an agent. Now, to give some context, it was on Tidal Basin. I was doing the mission, and it was quite amazing how this one player was pressing enemies without dying, but he was also beaming them. I almost thought he was cheating. Then I inspected the setup. When I inspected the setup, I kind of thought to myself, I can change this up to... Nope, I kept it exactly the same. He knew exactly what he was doing. The build is incredible, and it's one of the best setups I have used this year. So shout out to the guy from the stream yesterday. If you are in chat, please let yourself be known. I'm sure I'll recognize the name. I don't have the VOD, so just let me know who you are. So this setup is going to be unbelievably strong for any situation, any content, solo, group, it doesn't matter. Group legendary, you can run up front and just give your teammate utility that you cannot believe. You can survive fights for long periods of time. You can dish out huge amounts of damage. It's just a spectacular setup, and I hope you guys give it a try. So let me explain the setup and how it works, and then you can enjoy some gameplay. It's very easy to make. You just need a couple of pieces that should be pretty straightforward to obtain. Just go and do any kind of targeted loot farm, and you should be able to get these. Maybe the gloves might be difficult, but that's from the season track. I think that's going to be the best way or easiest way to get them. I'm sure you guys have got them already. So with this setup, the Heartbreaker is going to be ideal. Heartbreaker is really nice when enemies are pulsed. Now, not just that, you get assault rifle, LMG damage, you get weapon handling, which is really good, which is accuracy, stability, reload speed, stuff like that. But with this, you get a lot of bonus armor and a lot of weapon damage. It's great for tanking without a shield. You don't use a shield with an LMG because I'm using an LMG in this build. So this setup just helps me a lot. I get loads of bonus armor, loads of damage. Now, when you combine this with the Night Watcher mask, which gives me 100% skill haste, you're going to be proccing this very often, every couple of seconds. And when you proc this, you can obviously shoot robotic dogs that don't have heads, because you need to shoot a headshot with Heartbreaker to start proccing the pulse. If you don't have a linked laser pointer, especially using an LMG that can't put a linked laser pointer on it. So with this, you're going to be pulsing all the robotics, everything around you. Then you're going to be doing damage from Heartbreaker. But not just that. We have got the blue screen LMG, which is unbelievably powerful with that combination, because we're going to be spamming a pulse, which is going to help with Heartbreaker, but also to proc the stack bonuses from the blue screen. So you don't have to use a pulse. There are many different ways you could switch this up, but this just works unbelievably well and easy. So the way that this gun works is you get stacks. So you want to stack it up, and then you'll be able to use your pulse all the time. So you'll be doing damage because everything's pulsed, and you'll be getting to proc all of these. Now, in a team or playing solo, you stagger enemies. You disrupt everything. This is including some weak points. You actually disrupt all the enemies around you. It's obviously additional a pulse as well. And the disorientation will stagger enemies to make them easier to shoot. And you can constantly spam this in a mission. So your teammates will be like, what is he doing? He's just farming the whole mission by himself. Or playing solo, you'll be able to go into this and absolutely decimate everything, because the utility is unmatched, in my opinion, with build diversity. So we'll be pulsing constantly with the Night Watcher mask, getting Heartbreaker stacks up. We'll be so tanky you won't believe it. We'll be doing over like 800k a shot in some situations, maybe even more, depending on your expertise level. And when you pulse, or obviously you can also kill an enemy, it'll trigger immediately if any marked enemy is killed. So this will be proccing all the time. You'll be getting all of this utility constantly. And the nice thing about this is we can play aggressive. We're not using a shield, because you can't use a shield with an LMG. But the great thing about this is not only will be stunning and, well, not stunning, disorientating, disrupting enemies across a map all the time with the combination of Night Watcher, Heartbreaker, and blue screen, but these gloves just pair perfectly with the setup. So we can be aggressive, especially on solo, even in a group situation. You can be aggressive. You can get the procs up. You can face tank enemies, because why? With Heartbreaker, when you get all your bonus armor, all your tankiness, if you get into trouble and you start getting beamed, the smoke screen will proc and then you'll reset your armor, and then you can keep shooting, and you can just stack your Heartbreaker back up. And this happens every 40 seconds. It actually makes you almost immortal if you play this correctly. Now, when these gloves came out, I did some testing. I noticed that it's bugged with the chameleon, or it refreshes chameleon stacks. It also has something to do with another 1 or 2 exotics, which I don't want to mention here because I don't want to put more bugs out, but I don't think that should work. I guess it is what it probably does work as intended. But with this setup, you get your smoke screen to drop, you're concealed, they don't shoot you. You can regain all your stacks and start again and just beam, disrupt, disorient all the enemies around you. It is wild how strong this is, and I want you guys to give this build a try. Like I said, I took this from somebody else on stream. I cannot tell you how surprised I was how he was beaming. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to explain the pieces, and then you guys need to go and watch the gameplay, but just pay attention to what I'm doing. That's why I wanted to explain. So ideally playing solo or in a group, you want to be more aggressive. You can get stacks with the shotgun because I've got linked laser pointer here with technician specialization. You can get your stacks up Heartbreaker. Just spam pulse. Every time you get it back, you want to spam pulse. I believe we get it back every 9 seconds. So we're going to be spamming pulse so that we can do damage, get stacks of Heartbreaker. We're going to be aggressive because if we get into trouble, smoke screen will proc, and we'll just disrupt, disorient, and just go through the motion, getting high amounts of armor and damage. That's why I've gone for the chest piece and backpack. So the blue screen, make sure you guys have damage to armor rolled on the 3rd attribute. I think that's pretty good. You don't have to, but I think that's going to be really worth it. And the blue screen has great weapon handling mods, so you get an additional 15% from this, which, remember, the Heartbreaker has that as well. So we get reload speed. So this thing reloads really quickly. That's why I thought, what about Bullet King? No, this thing is just the utility. This is one of the best LMGs right now. You guys need to give it a go. So this even quicker. So we've got all that reload speed plus another 30% reload speed. So 50% reload speed just from Heartbreaker and the gun's modifications. More stability, rate of fire. It's a beast. So make sure you try and get this gun. You can use anything you want secondary. I've got the Orbit pistol as well to get some extra crit damage. Pulse and decoy. You don't have to use the decoy, but you can use whatever you want. It also will proc the smoke screen, I believe. I don't really use that. I use this more often than not because, like I said, every 9 seconds. You can add more skill haste if you wish. So simple. Heartbreaker 4-piece with the chest piece. It increases the max stacks, which you want because you're going to be spamming with the large magazine of the blue screen LMG. Then the backpack. I thought at first I wanted to put like vigilance or something like that. No, especially playing legendary. This is for the most difficult content in the game. I think if you're playing challenging and heroic, you can use any build. That's why I like to base my setups off the hardest difficulty. You can use pretty much anything, but the utility here is so good. And the nice thing is, if you're taking too much damage, not only do you have the gloves to protect you, but you can pulse and then disorient them and they all get staggered. Or all the robotics get disrupted, or the drones. It's great. So this will give us more bonus armor, which is actually very useful because we can constantly stack with the LMG. You don't have to use a shotgun, just keep that in mind. Every single piece have crit chance because I need crit chance. That's the only thing about the setup. It's difficult to get crit chance. So if you wanted to, you could use a Cheska piece instead of this, but the utility of this is just too good. So it's up to you. But every single mod should be crit damage, but it's not. I've got 2 critical hit chance modifications, then 1 critical hit damage mod. So it's that simple. Then the gloves come with crit chance and crit damage. So statistics aren't that amazing. Look at that, low crit damage, but we can hit really hard with this setup. So pay attention to the gameplay, guys. See what I'm doing. Check how powerful this is. I'm going to give you some solo and group play, and I'll see you very soon in the next video. But make sure you leave a like, because also, actually, while you're here, most of you guys aren't even subscribed to the channel. So please, guys, just hit that sub button. Also, click notifications on so you don't miss out when I post these builds. So enjoy the gameplay, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next one. Peace out.
Help here!
You want to go up there?
Agent down.
Everett's going out. I need to ditch these
Vital
plates.
signs critical. detected.
Give me a reload. Shit! Got a man down. Fucking hell! Enemy engaged. Let me back this up. You made a mistake. Hit him. Whoa, we just lost a guy. I'll put him down. Moving to engage. Taking fire. All talk, no good.
Over here!
Got him.
signs critical.